The more we learn, we discover that it's a small world, after all. The last couple of weeks, we've learned about the connection between Port Angeles, Washington, and Nashville, Tennessee. But could there be a connection with Spain and Nashville? Let's find out. Come on, it's music time. I wonder if my friend Alex Munoz ever imagined that he would end up playing guitar professionally in Music City, Nashville, with some of the best musicians in the world. I sat down with him recently. Let's hear what he had to say. So I'm here talking to my friend Alex Munoz. And Alex, I met you in Seattle when you were on tour with Nikki Lane and you were playing with my son Ben and Eric Whitman, our dear friend. Where were you born? Where did you grow up?
That's right. We met in Seattle, but I was born in Madrid, Spain. And I was born in 89 and very different from my new life here in Nashville.
Oh, I can imagine.
Yeah.
So you went to school, and there in Spain, when you were in school, did they have music class for everybody?
So they did not have a music class, but they had choir.
Oh, okay.
So like around first grade or second grade, they would make everybody sing a little, and if you could sing, you would be in the choir, and then you could actually have choir on Fridays, and then I was in the school choir, like all boys. I went to all boys school.
Oh, so wow. Okay.
Very traditional, kind of like Vienna style, classical music. So I was in the choir from age 6 to age 12, because that's when you have like the boys for the children's choir.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Then your voice changes and you got to switch. So I actually ended up singing kind of semi-professionally at the age of 8, because we were singing, I was singing opera and I was singing classical pieces.
Wow.
Like Carmina Burana, or I was singing Mahler or Bach.
Wow.
And not just at school, but like they would take us to the real performances, because the professionals needed the kids choir. So my school was always in contact with the Royal Orchestra and the Royal Theater. So I've sang opera for like the Queen of Spain and stuff like that. So
my goodness.
It was a very, very strange beginning for my musical career, but Keith Richards started in the choir.
Well, there you go. How did you pick up the guitar and start playing that? Was that your first instrument?
So no. So when I was 10 or 11, I asked for piano lessons because I wanted to play an instrument so I could sing and play at the same time. But unfortunately, I ended up having not a very good piano teacher.
Boy, it makes a difference.
It makes a difference. So I lasted only 6 months because, I wasn't into it. It was not fun for me. A couple of years after that, my sister got married to this guy who was a lawyer, but he was a music aficionado, and he had guitars. And, that's when I started listening to, the classics, the rock and roll classic, let's say.
Okay.
What me and probably your son Ben listened to, the Stones and Zeppelin and stuff.
Yep.
And that was it. And then so I started playing guitar by myself.
So you taught yourself?
I did teach. Yeah, I taught myself. I think my brother-in-law gave me like the open course, the G C D whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But I had a good ear because I had been singing in the choir for 6 years previously. So I kind of figure out myself. So it took me 2-3 years, but it was self-taught. So this is called a lap steel guitar. It's string instrument. This is a harmony from the 50s.
Wow.
Which is plugged in. The same concept as a guitar. It has strings, and then it has a pickup, and you put a cable through this. Kind of the same thing, but the strings, they're not fretted. You can see there's a space between.
Yeah.
So you don't fret the strings. You use a bar.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that's like the pedal steel, right?
Yes. So it's like before pedal steel, you were learn this. That's what I did. So the string. So you play with this. You slide the strings. So this was my first instrument that was not a guitar. And then before moving to Nashville, I had bought a pedal steel because winter was just very long and very boring, and I didn't have the money to go home. And then I started playing pedal steel, which is right here.
Okay. Yeah.
So yeah, I play pedal steel, and then mandolins. I have a dobro somewhere, which is the same thing, and a little bit of bass too. But as you can see, I have many instruments behind me.
I see that you have like a wide variety. So, Alex, I was wondering if you could explain what is the difference between playing an acoustic guitar and an electric guitar?
Yeah, of course. So both instruments are the same instrument as far as the way you play it, because the tuning is the same. They both have 6 strings, and then 90% of the time they're tuned in the same way. So you can play it the same way, but they sound very different. So you would use them in very different scenarios. Like, for example, if you're doing your classic rock or country song, the electric guitar would do this. And then also, the electric guitar usually does like a lead, which is more single notes. So if there's, a verse and a chorus, and then there's a solo, the guitar. So the guitar can do that like it can take like a voice when the singer's not singing. It can be like the second in command.
Right, right.
Yeah, it can be the second in command. So that's more the lead guitar. And then the acoustic guitar I have behind me, in bluegrass and stuff like that, it can be lead. But usually the kind of music we play, it's the singer playing is more a rhythm instrument. So with the electric guitar, it's playing that riff, but the acoustic guitar would be. So it's more a rhythmic instrument in that scenario. So that's a big.
Yeah.
And the sound is very different.
Yes. So the tone color is different, and the texture of what you're playing is different. Yeah.
Absolutely, both of them.
Can you really learn to play the guitar just by reading a book? I don't think so. We all know it takes practice. But let's get warmed up with some rhythms with Miss Kramer.
Greetings, my little rhythm monsters. I'm Miss Kramer, and welcome back to Rhythm Class. So this week, we are going to do a school chant, And it doesn't matter what school you are at, you will be able to do this chant for your school. So I'm going to teach you how to do that as we go. A chant is something that you say instead of sing. So we're going to use our speaking voice, and it has a rhythm to it. So whether you're kindergarten through 6th grade, you'll be able to learn parts of this. It may be, if you're a younger student, that you just learn the chant, the saying part, right? It may be that if you are a little bit older, you're able to add the hand parts, because now there's also going to be a clapping padding pattern that goes with it. And the idea is that by the time you get up to 6th grade, if you keep this chant at your school, everybody can rock it, right? So you'll know it really well. Start learning the words first, be able to do the chant with the rhythm, and then take it from there. If you're able to add the hands in at different times, cool. It may take you a few years to actually get the whole thing down. No worries. All right? So this chant has your school name in it. So we've got Roosevelt, Jefferson, Franklin, Hamilton, and Dry Creek. It also has your school mascot. Now, what is a mascot, Ms. Kramer, you might ask? I'm going to tell you. At Roosevelt, we are the Roosevelt Cougars. A cougar is our mascot. At Franklin, you are the Franklin Raccoons, so the raccoon is your mascot. At Jefferson, you are the Jefferson Wolves. Wolves are wolf is your mascot. At Hamilton, Hamilton Hawks, so the hawk is your mascot. And at Dry Creek, it is the Dry Creek Dragons, so the dragon is your mascot. So whenever in this chant you hear me say Cougars, because I'm just going to use our Roosevelt school for the baseline of this, you would insert your own mascot at your own school. Whenever you hear me say Roosevelt, you would insert your own school name whenever you hear me say Roosevelt. I'll kind of play along with that as we go. So, first part goes like this. There is a call out that says, "Give me one!" And then you respond and say, "Roosevelt," or whatever your school is, right? "Give me two!" Caring and brave. "Give me three!" Learners and responsible, respectful and safe. Can you kind of hear that in there, right? Roosevelt. Caring and brave. Learners and responsible, respectful and safe. So that's what makes it a chant. We're saying it and it's got a rhythm to it. Second part is called the break it down part. So the break it down part is somebody saying, "Break it down!" And when you break it down, you go like this. "We are Cougars and we are so proud and strong. We are Cougars and we all belong. Huh! Yes, at the end there is a huh! Okay? If you were at, let's say, Hamilton, it would go like this. Break it down. We are Hawks and we are so proud and strong. We are Hawks and we all belong. Huh! Now if you notice, Hawks has one syllable. Cougars has two syllables, right? Dragons, raccoons, wolves, right? So we've got some that have one syllable and some that have two syllables. That's the rhythm of the word. And so you just kind of drag it out a little bit. Let's see, if we did raccoons. We are raccoons and we are so proud and strong. We are raccoons and we all belong. Huh! Right? So just insert your mascot in there. Let's do the whole thing together. There's two parts to it. I'm going to teach you the whole chant today. Then in our next video, next week, I'll teach you the second part of the hand motions, the rhythm that you do with your hands. But this week I'm going to teach you the first part that goes along with that too. All right, let's give it a go. Give me one, Roosevelt. Give me two, caring and brave. Give me three, learners and responsible, respectful and safe. Break it down. We are Cougars and we are so proud and strong. We are Cougars and we all belong. Huh! Excellent. Okay, the motions or the hand rhythm that goes with it. Goes like this. When you go, give me one, you're going to go Roosevelt. Now, this part I sing just while I'm learning it because it helps me with what becomes the clap up top. So I give a higher pitched note to this part up here. So I go, Roosevelt. Hear that? Roosevelt. When I go up in pitch, that's when my hand comes up and claps. So that might be a little bit helpful. Give me one, Roosevelt. Give me one, Jefferson. Give me one, Hamilton. Give me one, Franklin. Give me one, Dry Creek. See how it works? Give me two, Caring and Brave. Caring and Brave. So there's two here, and then you get that clap at the top. Give me three, Learners and Responsible, Respectful and Safe. That's the hardest one. It's give me three because there's three in the middle. You start with these two, Learners and Responsible, Respectful, there's the three, and Safe. See that? Learners and Responsible, Respectful, and Safe. And then we go into the break it down part. We're not going to do that today. We'll do that next week. So let's try this all together. Give me one, Hamilton. Give me two, Caring and Brave. Give me three, Learners and Responsible, Respectful, and Safe. Break it down. All right? Now, if we take the singing part out of there and get back to the chant, it's going to sound like this. Let's do it with Franklin. Give me one, Franklin. Give me two, Caring and Brave. Give me three, Learners and Responsible, Respectful, and Safe. Break it down. And then we head into the break it down part. There you go. So, school chant. In the slide today, look for each one of your chants for each of your schools. I'll do them with your school name and your school mascot so that you can practice it that way. Go back to this video if you need to break it down a little bit more. Break it down. And next week, we'll do the second half with the hands. Awesome. Take care. See you next week.
I'm looking for a book on the elements of music. But you know what? Let's go see what Mr. Reynolds has for us.
Hi, Jesse. I know it's been a long time. I hope you don't mind me coming over unannounced. Brothers, don't shake hands. Brothers gotta hug! You must be chilled to the bone. Come on, let's go inside. Okay, so you have a seat. I'm gonna go get you some coffee. Thanks, that'd be great. Okay, here you go. Oh, thank you. You look a little different. Did you, do anything? Are you trying a new look? Not really. Oh, you know what it probably is? I just started brushing my teeth counterclockwise, instead of clockwise. That's probably what it is. Well, whatever it is, you look great. So, what have you been doing recently? Have you been keeping busy? Oh, yes. In fact, oh my, I forgot. I have some scones in the oven. Would you please excuse me? Hot right out of the oven. Wait, weren't you just... What? You want one? The last few weeks, we've been discussing musical form. Now remember, form is the way that a song is arranged or constructed. It's the pattern that a song follows. Every song that has ever been written follows some sort of form. Today, we're going to talk about the form called theme and variation. Now, the theme and variation follows the pattern A, A1, A2, A3, etc., etc. That means at the beginning of the song, we're introduced to the theme. The theme is the main idea of the song. It's the melody that we hear first and that we're the most familiar with. Now, as the song progresses, we will hear new musical ideas, but we will always think back and compare them to the theme. Now, after the theme comes a series of what we call variations. Now, a variation is still the theme, but things are changed just a little bit. It's still recognizable as the theme, but it is noticeably different. This is so good. After a while, you start to get used to the new variation. It becomes almost as familiar as the original theme. But then, in a flash, it changes again, becoming a new variation. Oh my heavens, what could that be? What are you looking at? This is theme and variation form. A, A1, A2, A3, etc., etc. First you start out with a theme, and then the music changes just a little bit. It's still recognizable, though noticeably different. Now, let's listen to a song called Theme and Variation. What do you know? This is a song that is about theme and variation form, and it's also in the theme and variation form. Say that 10 times fast. I hope you enjoy the song. I found it both fun and informational.
Theme and variation, it's like a conversation where I keep saying, keep replaying the same thing, just to change it up again. Theme and variation, it's like a conversation where I keep saying, keep replaying the same thing, just to change it up again. just to change it up again. Human variation, it's like a conversation where I keep saying, keep replaying the same thing, just to change it up again. Variation, it's like a conversation. I keep saying, keep replaying the same thing, just to change it up. Feeling variation, it's like a conversation where I keep saying, keep replaying the same thing, just to change it up again.
That is theme and variation form. It's really cool to see how much you can change a song or a melody and yet still keep it recognizable. You could try this yourself. Choose a simple song like Mary Had a Little Lamb and see how many different ways that you can sing it. Anyway, thanks for joining us for Elements of Music. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
I just love learning new songs. Let's see what Mr. Cobb has to teach us today in voice class.
Hey everyone, welcome to voice class. Today, because it's cold out there, we're going to be looking at a song from Music K8 called Better Bundle Up. Hope you enjoy it.
The snow is falling and it's getting cold. Better bundle up, bundle up. The frost is nipping at the end of my nose. Better bundle up, bundle up. The wind is blowing, you can hear it whip. Better bundle up, bundle up. Time to button up, time to zip. Better bundle up, bundle up. Better bundle up, better bundle up, better bundle up, bundle up. Better bundle up, better bundle up, better bundle up, bundle up, up, up. Up, up, up. Well, the ice is falling on the window pane. Better bundle up, bundle up. I'm wearing woolies and I cannot complain. Better bundle up, bundle up. There'll be no shivering from head to toe. Better bundle up, bundle up. I am ready, so let it snow. Better bundle up, bundle up. Better bundle up, better bundle up, better bundle up, bundle up. Better bundle up, better bundle up, better bundle up, better bundle, better bundle, better bundle up, better bundle up, better bundle up, better bundle, better bundle, better bundle up, better bundle up, better bundle up, bundle up, up, up.
Now I have to go potty. Oh. Well, everyone, I decided to stay inside. Hey, while you're inside, if you want to check out more about this song, there's this awesome video with Melissa from Music K8 showing you a dance routine that goes with this song. So you can head back to the slide and find a link to it. Go check it out. It's pretty cool. We'll see you later.
Thank you. We sure have learned a lot in this chapter of Music Time. But now, let's turn the page. I'll see you next week when it's music time.